I'm gonna drop one Thursday. Rashard, much love. Rashard Cobb just dropped.
Thank you, Rashard Cobb, dropping 9. Appreciate you, Rashard. Appreciate you. Marlon says, hey, Lonzo, did you see Montel Jordan's Unsung on TV One? He said he sold. Oh, and shout out to Stacey Walker sent in. I think that's €5. Love the show, even though it's late here in the UK. She's in the UK, son. Shout out to the UK, man. She's up late, dog. It's like 13 hours ahead or something, like some crazy. Thank you very much. Much love to the UK. Marlon McCormick says, hey, Lonzo, did you see Montel Jordan's Unsung on TV One? He said he sold his catalog for $600,000. What does it mean to sell your catalog?
When you sell your catalog, that means you sell the master rights to all your music. Okay. There's some people sell everything, publishing everything. But usually you sell your master rights, which means somebody else controls permission to use your masters in any further productions, okay? The movie Straight Outta Compton could not be made, although Dre was on the record, Cube was on the record, and other folks were on the record. They could not be made until Tamika signed off on it because she controls the masters, okay? The publisher can stop it. But usually the person that controls the masters controls the original master recording. Now they could have went back in and re-recorded the stuff, and the only person would have been in the mix would have been the publisher. Okay, but to say your catalog means, like Berry Gordy sold the catalog to Motown, but he's still on the publishing. Okay, he sold the catalog, but he's still on the publishing. So every time somebody does a licensing deal for a Motown record that he sold already, he still get his publishing and writers money. So he ain't really hurt. If Montel just sold his catalog without the publishing, he'll still be okay. Somebody else got to go hustle that to get some money, and if he still gets his publishing money, he'll still generate money. He don't have to hustle as hard. Because what happens now is, if somebody actually buys your catalog, they're going to be out there soliciting different organizations to use your shit to get their money back. And if they do that, they get their money from the publishing, from the master use, but you also get your money from publishing. The other day, I saw one of the Dramatic songs, What You See Is What You Get, which is not a big crossover hit, on a dog food commercial. Dramatics, one of my favorite groups. It was a dog food commercial, and it was playing What You See, What You Get, which was the original version. It wasn't no remake, and it was a dog food commercial. And I'm like, damn, somebody got paid, okay? Because that's an old song from maybe 72, okay? But I've never heard anybody use any Dramatic song, but somebody may have bought that catalog, and because they cut a deal with that dog food commercial, that song was going to make money. That record's going to make money for somebody, and I'm praying that my turn will come so soon. I can get me some big ass, some Michel'le money and plus more. I know my man, rest in peace, Shot G had just cut a deal, was working on a deal for somebody, for Humpty Hump to do a commercial. I think he did it. Was with the camel in it? Humpty Hump.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Humpty
so Hump. That's where the power, and see, Montel's music has been used in other projects already. So that's why he was able to get so much money, because that's $600,000 is not a whole lot of money. But at his age, and here's the part that people forget: when you get to a certain age, the phone ain't ringing as much for him to go on stage as it used to be. It might be his biggest hit. 600,000 might take him to the next level. He might take that 600,000 and invest into some property, and now he really got some money. So it all depends on the individual. Some cats take that 600,000 and go buy a goddamn car. Okay, a chain. I don't think Tony is. I don't think Montel the kind of guy. Yes, that's Tony Hester, man. One of the Tony Hester was one of the baddest cats when it came to making music, and he was the man behind the Dramatics, and he produced all this stuff, wrote all that stuff, and that is one of the differences I think that I realized in the music game. I was talking about this today, man. Just something that's on my mind. And I was saying this. I was talking about the music game. When I was a young pup when I first got into the game. I was 24, 25. And I knew guys. I knew Larkin Arnold. I sat in the room with Clarence Avant. I was around Gerald Busby. Gerald Busby, powerful brother. I was friends with his brother-in-law, so I knew Gerald. Gerald gave me a break that it changed my life by bringing Cameo to Eve After Dark. I think I told that story before. But as Lonzo, the young man, trying to slide into the record business with no record business experience, not having no type of musical skills other than being a DJ, I was around some heavy players back in the day. I had the blessing of being around a bunch of heavy players, and I was telling folks, these players in the game, they were the serious adults in the room. These were the guys I aspired to be like. The Larkin Arnolds, the Clarence Avants, the Gerald Busbys, all these was bad boys, man. They was doing big shit, you know. And back then, wasn't no street issues in the record industry. Wasn't no street issues in the record. Rap wasn't even around. But now I'm looking around and I see so many players in the game are in the streets that are the same age as these guys were. We're talking these guys in their early 40s. And you figure if I'm 65, I'm 64. I'm 64 currently. I'll be 65 next year. And I'm 28, 27, 28 back then. These guys might have been in their 30s and 40s. But it was a different conversation then than it is now. And I listen to a lot of YouTube channels. I watch a lot of YouTube a lot. I see what blows up on YouTube. And I see a lot of executives, guys are considered executives, but most of the conversation is not about music. It's about street shit. It's about street shit. And who runs this and who runs that. Like, wow, man, that's a big difference. But it don't pay no money though. And you got guys that are still trying to stay relevant in the streets. And it's like they're not, the conversations are very seldom about music. It's all about who hates who and who don't like who and who, you know, who ain't gonna do what for who. I'm like, damn, dude, that's not a conversation I was ever privy to. I never really cared for that conversation. I know I'm an old head. I know I'm an old head. This old blah. Yeah, motherfucker, but I've been here for a long time. I'll be no fool. And to sit here and then you understand, then you realize why hip hop is in the state that it is, because the folks the grown folks in the room are still talking the same thing that the kids talk. Okay?
Exactly. Dissing people on record, on record, and all this shit we talked about last week with the whole black youngster thing.
You know, it just amazes me that YouTube allows this to go down. But again, because it's black folks on black folks, nobody really cares. But I don't think you'd ever see the Muslims talking to anybody from the Jewish community the same way. They wouldn't have that conversation on YouTube. That wouldn't happen. But because it's us and nobody monitors us, nobody cares what we do, as long as we're doing it to us, nobody really gives a damn. And that's the part I think is really sad, and nobody really understands. Meanwhile, folks get a lot of views, they get a lot of thumbs up, a lot of likes, a whole lot more than I get for what I do. And I'm trying to do what could be considered the right thing, but that shit don't pay like bullshit. Bullshit pays like a motherfucker. We need some more bullshit, Dusty.
Man, I know, right? Let's get into some bullshit. Suge Knight signs over his life rights to a. Let's talk about Suge Knight. Suge Knight is always a good bullshit topic. But Suge Knight signed over his life rights to a company who is currently working on his biopic. What does it mean when someone signs away their life rights? Do they have any creative control of the film?
They could negotiate creative control in the project. Somebody like Suge, I'm quite sure you want to make sure that whatever you do on him, you want to make sure he's happy, because one day he's gonna get his ass out of jail. Okay, you want to make sure when you buy his rights, you tell the story the way he wanted told. To buy somebody's rights means that they give for a nice hefty check. You have given them permission to tell your story, and you're going to you sold them the rights to tell your story. Because if they don't have the rights, you can't just do a Suge Knight story without Suge. That's what happened in Tupac's situation. They did a Tupac story. But I think they had somewhat the blessing of the family, but not total. And you see what you got. The Tupac video, the Tupac documentary wasn't that great. The NWA, huh?
It was all right, yeah.
It was all right. It was all right. I watched it one time. I was done with it. Okay, but the Straight Outta Compton, because everybody that was a part of that documentary, a biopic, was signed off on it. It came out a lot better. Although they try to make me a fucking hater, but I ain't mad because somebody got to be the asshole. It came out a lot better because you had more people that was into it, and they weren't just into it just for the money. They were into it for the story of the actual story. And I'm hoping that whoever SUGE stole this situation to, they will put some art into it and make it real. I'm quite sure he ain't gonna be the bad guy all the time, but you can't tell the story without him being the bad guy most of the time.